Hold on, just one second. Before we start, thank you for having me, everyone, and good evening, everyone. Quick survey, hands up if you have heard of Cloudpick. We go by the Chinese name Yunnan. Hands up. Surprise, actually quite a few of you. And hands up if you have heard of Amazon Go. A lot more. Okay. Please go. Thank you.
大家好，我是郭飞，我现在在上海。
So for those of you who have never heard of Yunnan or Amazon Go, here's a video from us just to show you what our technology or our store is like.
我现在在上海虹桥机场，然后看到了一个无人超市。
This store is invested and operated by us. That's why you see the banner Yunnan Cloudpick, and it's based in Shanghai Hongqiao Airport.
方便你就是要用微信，你就杀这个微吗？我们真的也要看看，就是有没有很多市场商品有很多，但是我记得应该没有，应该。
So this guy, his name is Jerry. For those of you who don't know him, and he's making a casual visit, and he's gonna try to steal from our store.
我要这个，我还喜欢白涮锅。这个我喝完了，这个我喝完了，这个我没喝，我们把它们在一起。他们有咖啡 ，Amazon 没有咖啡。如果我没有带走，它会不会收我的钱？我就把它放上来。我要把这个放在我的脑子。还有辣条。这个很贵。
So our tag is basically unmanned store, right? So theoretically, this store can operate completely unmanned. So, that's why he's trying to steal and see if he can actually take away things for free.这么快，有可能是10秒。那我们先看一看它对不对？对，买了一个这个咖啡，这个在帽子，我忘了。这个我们用新的方法偷，那个新的方法没有用。这个，有，这个，没有。也有，这个是那个我喝过的酸奶，但是我只喝一瓶，他认为只喝一瓶。那这个叮当都是对的，每一个味道它都是我那是。所以让我觉得这个很厉害的科技是，它这个我把这个扔出来，然后它这个那个白上过的酸奶，但是我喝一瓶，这一瓶。那我觉得他们比 Amazon 更好的一部分是第一，不需要删减，就是要用微信。第二，它讲英语。So we self-invest and operate roughly 8 stores around China, and we have roughly helped customers or retailers open up more than 100 stores around the world. And this is one of the reasons why I joined the company. Every time, whether a new customer or my first time experiencing the technology or the store, my mind was literally blown away. You try to steal, you try to cover it up with your hat or your clothes, it will detect it. Alright, so I'll just use the next remaining 10 minutes to quickly explain how it works and how we envision ourselves in the future of the smart city. What kind of role do we play? So what you just saw in that video, it's all the stores that we have done, we have opened up. They are actually open stores, right? Like by open store, I mean public stores. People can go in anytime to shop. It's not a play or setup or anything, right? So it's real. But the store itself is in fact a playground. It's a platform for us. But on top of this platform, we're bringing something offline, traditional brick and mortar, typically offline, and bringing it online. So we're capturing all this kind of data that were never ever available to anyone. So these are the kind of data that we can collect. Obviously, identify people. Obviously, some of this personal information might be quite sensitive, right, to certain regulations. But in terms of returning customers, times of entry, product preferences, these are types of information that we can capture. By understanding the interactions between the customers, we're able to identify if they are, the relationship between them, right? If they're total strangers or if they're family members. And as a matter of fact, one question that pops up quite a bit when I'm introducing tech to people is that how many people do we support like with one account? So what happens if you have loads of people going into the store just with one scan, right? The gate opens, a lot of people rushing in. So the answer to that one is effectively, whatever, say one scan and the door opens and 5 people just snuck in, right? Whatever those 5 people take will be charged to the same account, right? So the scanning process is actually the procedure for us to understand how to build all these people that's going into the store, right? Because we're automatically tracking all these people and their movements. With that being said, if you realize in that video, we had actually an iPad like a device on top of the gate. That iPad is actually a facial recognition machine, right? It's got a camera on it. So it's got 2 models. One is obviously facial recognition. So if you want, you can upload your picture or your family member's picture into the software, the app, or the mini program in WeChat. Actually, that's a very cool function in a way that if you upload your picture, or let's say your grandma's picture, who doesn't even know how to use a phone, right? She can literally visit the store or all of our stores in her entire lifetime without ever carrying cash or card or any sort of medium of exchange ever again, right? All she has to do is she walks through the door, looks into the camera, and off she goes. She goes in, takes the stuff, come out, and you will be billed for it, right? Because again, we're tracking her movements, we understand what she's doing, but we identified her with your account, right? So the second model is actually, we're fighting COVID, everyone here. So we can switch it to a pandemic fighting mode, where when you're scanning the QR code, the camera is able to identify your temperature, forehead, and also if you're wearing masks. So if you're not wearing masks, we don't let you in. A lot of other information I can capture. For VIPs, we're able to, if you spot over there, we have price tags, and if you realize, we also have those LED strips hanging on the shelves. So by understanding the nature of these people, we can give the shop, right, the mouth and ears, right, making them able to interact with the customers. So right now, based on the activities of the customers, we're able to trigger responses. So we are working with 4 types of trigger right now. We're able to. One is to pick up the item, one is to put things back, and one is to walking past the shelves, and one is to dwell, standing in front of the shelves. So all these triggers can be used in daily life shoppings and can be, very useful in terms of giving, because how people work is like you receive a information from outside and then you think about it and you respond, right? So in this case, it works in a similar way. The trigger, when you receive the information, the system knows that someone has picked up a bottle of Coca-Cola, for example. And then by setting the rules of the responses at the back end using our system, we're able to set, for example, you want to play an advert of Pepsi on the LED screen right in front of it. Or you want to say something in the audio speakers to the customer, right? So you can use this kind of rules to trick the customer to maybe guide their behaviors, right? For example, if you want to fight for that particular customer, maybe Pepsi can pay you $2 to play an advert to the Coke potential buyer, right? And then I can play supplementary informations of complementary services or products. For example, if a housewife picks up the flour powder, I can maybe, since I know he's a chocolate lover, then I can maybe promote some kind of cocoa powder to her so that she can go back and bake some brownies, right? So these are how we're bringing the store alive so that I can successfully interact with the customers. So facial recognition, very sensitive camera tracking allows us to understand the staff movements, length of stay, work records, to understand, not because this is one of the pain points of retailers, right? You hire a lot of people to run the stores and you don't know if they're working effectively. And I understand that we're trying to promote the fact that we're an online store, right? But the reality is you still need people to maybe walk around the store, tidy things up, picking up stuff, replenishing the shelves, right? So if regulation allows, right, if the employee and the work union allows, we're able to help retailers better understand the working behavior of their staff. For example, in cosmetic stores, where the behavior of their staff or the promotion, the salespeople, are very heavily monitored because people want to know, like Olay, right? They want to know if their sales girls are correctly interacting with the customers, helping promoting the products. So by understanding the movements of the sales personnel and their interaction with the customers, we can derive if her pitch or her sales was productive. So, we're completely real-time step proof, right? So as you could see from the videos, no matter, first we understand the actions, and then we have cameras looking at the products, so effectively we understand what people are doing to the cameras. So even in cases where, even in stores where we don't have a speed gate to limit and force people to pay, we're still able to understand the theft behaviors. For example, we understand in a system how where the cashier is. So if we have detected that someone has picked up something, but he has not gone to the cashier for a checkout, then we can define that as a theft, right? And then we can automatically blacklist that person, and next time he comes back, we can warn the staff that one thief is in your store, be careful, right? So there are a lot of more powerful tools that our system can offer, and I think what this is showing is just the fundamentals. Basically, it's showing the postures and the footprint of the particular customer in the store, including their interactions with products. And this is the essential stuff. Like in normal brick and mortar stores, you are never ever able to understand the process of decision making if someone has picked up things and put it back, because at the end of the day, you only see the results, right? What he has already paid for. So with this kind of information, we're able to, provide extra services such as planogram suggestions, layout suggestions. We know we have a heat map. I don't know if it's in this video, but we have a heat map, showing, where people would normally go. So if you have an area that's rather empty or people never go there, maybe suggest you can consider changing your layout a bit, right? Or reorganizing your planogram. So this is a brief overview of the sort of kind of operational data that we can bring to retailers. And this is the heat map I was referring to. I guess I just want to quickly run over this. It has been forecasted, like SKU selection, store layout, shelf space, digitized display, pricing and promotion. So since we know people and we know how to reach them because they download apps and we have their cell phone numbers, we're able to promote and push very specific adverts and coupons or whatever marketing strategies you have to those group of people. We have a complete tool set on our back end to filter out people. For example, if you're a chocolate lover, how much do you spend? Do you spend more than 20 RMB per order? And how frequent do you visit our stores? You can use all these characteristics and filters and find out your people, right? And push those notifications to those people only. And so this is the estimated financial impact of things, added values that we can bring to retailers. And I think I'm out of time, right? So thank you very much, guys. It's a pleasure.